Hey there. Okay, so, Harry Potter. I've been a fan of Harry Potter for forever. I never had that much merchandise of it, but I used to like dedicate my life to knowing everything about it. I even stole one of my friend's Harry Potter quiz books when I was like 10 or something, and I already had one. So of course most people are very familiar with this book series, obviously. I can't find the first one, like I couldn't find the first Mortal Instruments. What is it with me in the first books? I can never find them. And the Harry Potter films are, you know, a worldwide phenomenon. But the films are huge and they're all really good. You know, there have been no like giant, heartbreaking, drastic changes made to the films. Kind of. So there's no way I could get every single change into one video. So okay, let's do this. Side note here, these are from every single book. I'm not doing them from one book or from books in order. Apparition actually makes a noise. In the film they had to have a harp to get past Fluffy. In the book, Harry plays a flute. In the Chamber of Secrets, when Harry arrives in Borgin and Burke's after the flute powder incident, he sees the Malfoys enter and they do business with Tom, I think. Norbert is actually a Norberta. They go down to the Hogwarts kitchens a lot and there's a lot of house elves and they all have little bits. After Harry let Peter Pettigrew go in Prisoner of Azkaban, Wormtail owed Harry a favour, and in the Deathly Hallows when Bellatrix was torturing Hermione, Harry and Ron didn't beat Wormtail up. Wormtail let them go because he owed Harry from before. In The Half-Blood Prince, most of Snape's flashback is cut out from the film, and you don't see him calling Lily a mudblood and them falling out and everything that happened after that and when James was kind to Lily. You just kind of see James being a dick and then Lily ends up with James. You have your mother's eyes. Rita Skeeter is an animagi. She turns into a beetle, and that's how she eavesdrops and gets most of her story. But Buckbeak actually lives with Sirius in Grimmauld Place. Voldemort is naked when he finally returns. Harry is naked in Limbo. Dobby, not Neville, found the Room of Requirement for Dumbledore's army to practice him. In the Department of Mysteries, there is a tank of brains that swim around and they attack Ron. Before Harry leaves Privet Drive forever, Dudley tells him, "I don't think you're a waste of space." When Lupin is explaining Peter Pettigrew's part in James and Lily's death, there's a whole chapter of his story which is completely cut out of the film. Harry first sees Dobby in the Dursleys' garden in a bush. He sees his eyes. The weighing of the wands for the Triwizardon. Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington's Death Day party with Headless Hunt. Percy's steady alienation from his family, and then reconciliation just before Fred's death. There's a scene where they buy Crookshanks in the book. Society for the Protection of Elvish Welfare. A centaur is the divination teacher for some point. I think it's Firenze. It's either Firenze or Ronan. At the ends of some of the books there's scenes where Harry is picked up from King's Cross Station by the Dursleys. Voldemort's death. See, in the books, Voldemort has a very human death. It's meant to symbolise how, in the end, he was just a human. He was just a wizard like the rest of them. He wasn't some sort of great monster, you know, he wasn't this supernatural thing. He was a human like the rest of them, and that's what happens when a human goes so bad. And in the films, he fucking turns into a bunch of butterflies or something, doesn't he? Or he goes all crusty or whatever. In Prisoner of Azkaban, when Snape realises that Sirius has escaped on Buckbeak, he literally goes insane and starts screaming at people. They have an apparition test, and Ron fails because he leaves half an eyebrow behind. You see them arriving at the campsite for the Quidditch World Cup, and the campsite is owned by a very oblivious muggle who doesn't really understand what's going on. Mrs. Weasley's boggart. Victor Crumb is actually in the books a lot more. So are Bill and Charlie. Crookshanks helped Sirius break into Hogwarts. Sir Cadogan replaced the fat lady for a short while after Sirius broke in and scared her. St. Mungo's. There is a whole scene in St. Mungo's that is cut out with Frank and Alice Longbottom and Gilderoy Lockhart after the memory charm, so you get to see him. And it's really cool. That is a Grindylow in Lupin's office. The lake with the Triwizard Tournament isn't the first time we see a Grindylow in the books. Victor Crumb is known for doing a Quidditch move called the Wronski Feint. In the Deathly Hallows, I believe Hagrid and Harry go to Ted and Andromeda Tonks' house, and instead of going to the Burrow like they do in the film. In the Philosopher's Stone, when they're actually going to find the Philosopher's Stone in the sort of dungeon thing, apart from Fluffy and the big wizard chess set, there's several more tasks that they have to complete before getting to the main bit. When Tonks was pregnant, Lupin was terrified and asked Harry if he could join Harry, Ron and Hermione on their quest for Horcruxes instead of staying at home with Tonks. So Dumbledore's story with his family and with Grindelwald is explained a lot more in the books. Ginny. Book Ginny is great, she's badass, she's awesome, she's cool. Movie Ginny, See, I love Bunny Wright, but movie Ginny is incredibly awkward, and the romance scenes with Harry just sort of make me want to die. Close your eye. So as well as that and a lot more, there were tons of characters that were actually cut out of the books altogether. They weren't even in the film. Such as Peeves, who apparently was cast, but they cut out all his scenes because they weren't happy with him. Winky and Hokey, Ted Tonks and Andromeda Tonk, Madam Pince, Ludo Bagman, Professor Binns, who tells them about the Chamber of Secrets, not Professor McGonagall. Lee Jordan, I think he is in it, but he's one of the twins' best friends, and he's in the books a lot more than he's in the films. I think he just, like, commentates Quidditch once in the film or something. Ernie Macmillan and Hannah Abbott, two nice Hufflepuffs. Also, Colin Creevey has a brother, a little brother, Dennis Creevey, that's it, Dennis Creevey, he's not in it. I don't think Ronan's in it. Ronan is a centaur. Snuffles. Snuffles is another name for Sirius, but they never use the name Snuffles in the film, whereas they use it as a kind of pen name when they're writing to him. Pygmy Puffs and Blast-Ended Scroots. Blast-Ended Scroots are in the maze in the Triwizard Tournament. They do lessons with Blast-Ended Scroots. Hagrid has a load of them. They're insane, but they're great. I hope I didn't leave out anything too big. Like I said, I was focusing more on the bigger differences, or the big differences that like take up whole chapters of the books rather than little tiny differences here and there. So I will have missed out on a lot of small things because, you know, there are so many differences. It's impossible to get it all into one video. I'll have to edit this down. I don't know if I'll have to take out stuff that I've said to get it the right length to be able to put it up. But yeah, hope I didn't leave out anything too big. Hope I did okay. Hope I sort of got everything that you were thinking. Or maybe that you weren't thinking, I don't know. And I hope this has kind of maybe encouraged a couple of people to go read the books because they're amazing, they're so good, there's so much more, there's tons more in the books. The films are very good, but the books are amazing. Those books are my life. So I think that's all I wanted to say in this video, so I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!